the whole Johnny Depp trial and all this stuff like that. It's just hard. Like, I have been the one to lose my cool. I can own up to it, is basically what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I can own up to it.
Babe, you're not punched.
I did not punch him. You said that's why you broke up with me, because I punched you?
You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this.
I went like this.
Okay.
That's the difference between me and you. You're a baby.
And he's frail. He had bruises, so of course he's like, oh my God, like, look.
I did not punch you. I did not deck you. I was hitting you.
But I never punched him. I wasn't like, hey, you piece of shit. Like, I wasn't like that. It wasn't abuse. Oh my God. It wasn't like I punched him.
I would never like turn it around on someone else.
And now everyone thinks I'm like a man beater and shit like that because of you. Ethan brought it up on the podcast. That makes me look like I'm a domestic abuse. Like I'm a person that hits my partner.
Well, maybe you shouldn't hit him.
I do think Amber Heard should always have this over her head.
Just like something that I get all the time now. No matter what I do, I am the physical abuser. So it's always on me, and that's the hardest thing. That is the hardest thing.
I hit him last summer. Like, I hit him and that gets thrown in my face all the time. But I'm not a domestic abuser. I'm not this repeat offender.
I demanded he talk to me, and when he said he wasn't gonna see me on my birthday and go to sleep, I drove over to his house super high, crashed into his house, banged on all the doors, jumped into his pool naked, kicked and screamed through every window of the house. He got so scared after 3 hours, he left, and I chased him in my car to follow him and got in a car accident.
And same thing with Moses. Like, he didn't want to date me for months. Yes, I was on drugs. I would drive to his house naked, like all this crazy stuff.
Jason almost called 911 on you.
Yeah.
Why?
I was blocking the door.
She sat here like a prison guard, and I was like, Trisha, get out of the way. I'm going home. I want to go home. I need some time to myself. She's like, no. No.
How long were you there for?
An hour. Well, then I took his keys, and so he was trying to get the keys back. How long did we fight for the keys? Like 12 hours? I was putting all my weight on it on the bed to like not let him get it, because I'm like, okay, all my weight's on it. He's not gonna be able to get the keys. My guilting was threatening to myself. At the times that I threatened it, I wasn't. Dawn, I remember he was gonna go home and sleep. He wanted to sleep on his bed. I just said that I was gonna kill myself, and he came over, and it worked. And I did that not once but twice. The third time was the final time he stopped talking to me. I was out of control.
I knew the threat wasn't real, so I just didn't feed into it. Because if I would budge, he would gain power and movement from it. I just didn't acknowledge it, so it had to go away.
But it didn't go away because it came over to your house.
No, I'm saying the threat of killing yourself.
Yeah, true.
I called the bluff.
I get really angry. My last boyfriend I was always threatening to break up with because he like wouldn't have sex with me like 6 times a day.
Who was it? You would make Jason have sex with you 6 times a day?
Yeah. I have all access to his Instagram accounts, phone.
That's the definition of a good, healthy relationship. I don't like that you're going through his messages every night. I find that I find that possessive.
This is gonna make me sound like a crazy ex-girlfriend, but I was on his phone all the time. I went through all his text messages and his like all the time. I had his passcode, I had everything. I'm clingy. I won't like leave a motherfucker site. You know.
I know you guys got in a fight over not being able to access his phone.
Yeah, I access his phone.
You have to give that up at some point. The possessiveness.
Dude is scared of me. Am I that scary? I did a number on him. I did a number on every web. Whatever. I have no violent past. Like, I don't know why people are like so scared. Like, even people online, like I get comments like, oh my God, you gotta get a restraining. I'm not like a violent person. I'm like, I can be a little like, you know, obsessed with somebody. Whatever, I don't have a restraining order yet.
Sometimes you just don't know who to believe. I think it might be the only person with a little empathy towards Amber.
Haven't had a restraining order.